Yeah, in 2011 I applied for the non-molestation order because he was violent to me.
What order is that?
A non-molestation order.
Okay.
And since then the legal proceedings started for 2 years. Where he
Since when? Since 2012.
2010. For 2 years. Basically I didn't want to give him children, really. I wanted to kind of limit. I mean, again, I didn't know what was going on, but I knew it was something.
So you wanted to split to like have responsibility for the children?
No, I didn't want to give him children.
No, you want the responsibility for the children.
Yeah.
That's why you started the court proceeding. Because you're not together. That's basically why you wanted to do that.
Well, the thing is, he was violent to me on several occasions, and once it was quite bad one.
You called the police?
He almost killed me. Yeah, I've got like 5 calling to the police.
Okay.
And at the time he was arrested. And it was quite bad. I mean, he was.
So all this is in 2010 when he was arrested.
It was in end of 2009. This incident happened.
That's when he was arrested, around 2009.
Yeah, but then he showed up in my house one day when my mom was there, and there was a big argument there where he pushed my mom, and then soon after I applied for this non-molestation order. Now,
when he was arrested, what is it for? ABH or for?
It just kind of protection where he couldn't, like a bail, you know.
No,
he couldn't,
he was arrested in 2009 for being violent towards you.
Domestic violence.
For domestic violence.
Damage to
property.
To property because he's broken glasses, something else,
and also it was your mom was present.
No. This was second time when.
That's after the legal proceeding.
No. That was
before
after this incident. After he was arrested.
Yeah.
It was this. He had a bail for 1 month where he couldn't kind of like go around certain radius to my house, and then about 2-3 months later, this incident happened between him and my mom, and then I applied for a non-molestation order. I received it ex parte. They gave me for 3 months, but then it was prolonged for another half a year. Now, since then, the legal proceedings started. He was fighting for his contact, and I tried to limit it as much as possible. And so they did allow contacts. It wasn't every day. It was every 2 weeks, or every Saturday. Every Saturday. That was every Saturday for 6 hours, from 10 to. No, it was a long day. It was. So it was a hearing at the end of 2013. It was like intermediate, and nothing was decided. And the context was not about nothing.
Preliminary hearing.
Yeah, but because like he wasn't there for a year and a half, they were reluctant to give him any context. Nevertheless, in November there was an anonymous call to NCPCC, Child Protection Agency. They gave couple basically about me, saying that I've been abusive to children, I don't feed them, I'm mentally unstable, and something else. Apparently, I was suspecting it was my neighbor upstairs who. We had a bit of problem, she didn't like trampoline in the garden. I thought she just wanted to create problems.
Trampoline, basically you're talking about fun. We had a big trampoline, we've got a big trampoline in the garden. And the neighbour above, she complained about the trampoline. She complained about just about anything she could find to complain about.
But it was communal garden. I actually shouldn't put any private property in the garden. But she didn't like it. Apparently the same lady, she's part of this cult as well. Now, looks like they deliberately did it.
Okay. Now, the lady who lives above you is part of the cult.
Yeah.
But you didn't know.
I had no idea.
And the kid never told you about any abuse that was happening to them.
Nothing at all. Now, I did spot them.
She didn't abuse you, 1 minute. Did the old lady upstairs abuse you? She never touched you, did she?
No, but Papa is friends with her. They met each other.
Papa is friends with her. But she doesn't have an appetite for children.
No.
She's just an associate of the cult, and she helps them and they help her.
Give us some.
But she doesn't really like children.
Okay.
Doesn't really like
Where we're trying to cover things.
Yeah.
For him and
Aggressive.
But did she ever attended any of the schools?
Does she have children?
meetings
No, did she attended any of the meetings
or parties.
in the cult?
Yes. She's friends with Papa. She's friends with my dad. But she doesn't like the children. She doesn't like touching them. Well,
Okay.
She likes what Papa's doing to them because he's mean to them. She's mean to them. But she doesn't touch them because she doesn't even like to be near children. She's aggressive.
But does she attend the meeting?
She was at the parties, you know, this fun sex
Yes.
parties which you told me
Yes,
about.
yes.
And did she participated in you know, killing babies and drinking blood and all this?
Yes. But she doesn't touch, like, she doesn't go
She doesn't
near
actually
children.
make-
She doesn't go
Or
near
she doesn't get involved, she just watches,
Yes,
but she doesn't get involved.
Yes. But she
But
does
in
eat, she
sacrifice-
sometimes does drink blood. She does.
And she eats meat as well.
Yes, she usually does.
Tatiana.
But so when she goes there with you, and you know she goes there,
Yes.
and you see her
Mm-hmm.
in a passage or in a corridor, do you speak to her? Or
She doesn't talk to children.
or she doesn't talk to children?
She doesn't like children. She does not like them. Because Mum, whenever she went to the toilet, whenever she meditated, me and Gabriel straight away touched each other.
I mean, I was
the
constantly
time.
running around. I mean, single mom, I was like, you know, looking after them and making food and all this. So it's
And
like
Gaia
there
wasn't
all of the
clever.
times.
Gaia wasn't clever at us touching. We hid away from her in a park. We said we would go to
Who is that?
It's my nanny.
Gaia, my
No,
nanny.
well, no
Huh?
nanny, but she's
Oh, your
kind of-
nanny.
Yes, she hardly spotted us touching. Because when we went to the park, we said, can we go wash up and toilet? That means can we go and have a little walk? Myself and then and also sometimes we run and we like find sticks. And that time when we run and she's at the back of us, we touch each other that time. So she hardly ever spot us.
At some point, I did notice they were doing something. Once I
You
caught them in the
remember?
bathroom.
You taught us touching, remember?
Once
Sometimes.
I came in the second bathroom in the old flat, and I saw that I didn't see, but I felt when I came in the bathroom they were doing something. Now, what happened then? Later, like a couple of days later, I look at my phone and my photographs, and Gabriel was filming Alisa without her underpants. Really short, like maybe under 1 minute. And so I had
That's
to
what Papa
word
tells
with
us
them,
to
and
do.
but it looks like they became very skillful of hiding it from me, and you know, like finding their ways to do that, or like distracting me, saying that, you know, I'm hungry, so I prepare food, they go do it, and that was their kind of one of their tricks, and they developed like a science between them. Okay, whenever oh yeah, I'm hungry, whatever, or I need to go to the toilet, or let's do that, let's do that.
But you,
Let's go and touch each other. Let's go and touch. Or they'd go like this. Mum's talking. She's talking. They wouldn't say a word. She'd go like.
Behind my back, for
And then
example,
they go
to
and
him.
do sex. And then they go and do sex or touch each other. Or she'd go like this.
remember when you spot us?
Excuse me.
Yes.
Or what
Or
about
she'd go like this. And then that's another sign. What does that mean?
That means that means Mum's not looking, she's away, we can touch
And what
each
does
other.
this one mean? What does this one mean? Stick out the
That
bum.
means go to the toilet.
Stick out the bum twice.
And
what does this one?
twice,
What does this one mean?
that
Twice.
one means be careful of Mum. That one means be careful of Mum. But sticking out the bum twice means like go to the toilet and do it. Or just once, that means put the because Papa learned.
Don't tell me anything. What does once mean? Tell him what once means. Put on our food.
Yes, that because Papa,
Don't keep
our
talking about me
father,
on Papa, right?
he was learning us.
Teaching us.
He was teaching us to
Signs.
put poo on the food and a toothbrush.
Yeah, they took my toothbrush and they wiped it around the toilet. And I kept getting sick, I kept getting the runs and I couldn't work out why, and then I worked it out. And then I worked it out. And then when I realised they were doing it, I didn't make a big scene because we already had enough pressure by finding out this. So what I did, I kept cool and I moved my toothbrush from the sink where I normally kept it and I put it into my bag to let them know that I knew what you are doing. We're not going to make a scene for Mama. Do not do it anymore. And guess what they did? They continued to do it to my toothbrush. So I raised it as an issue and I gave them licks for it. I gave them good licks for it.
Now the thing is, now when I learned about it all, I started to look back and I've seen this, and I now I've seen what's going on. Because for example, when Alisa was like really tiny, maybe like under 1 year old, still in the pram, one time she was like crying for, I don't know, non-stop for maybe an hour, like screaming. I mean, she was fat, she was changed, she didn't have anything bad to upset her stomach, but she was screaming. And I think that was maybe the first time he did some sexual thing to her. And
I remember that time I was in this little baby bed and I was screaming there for like nearly 1 hour.
that's what you did.
And Marsha was there. Marsha was with you and then trying to calm me down. That's what I remember.
So, and then just kind of like, now I could see what's going on, what was going on.
hindsight,
I could
sorry.
kind of
In
recognize it.
hindsight, now you know what's been going on. You can
So I could
recognize-
kind of, in my memory, I could recognize, oh, this is good me, but must be that. But at the time, I have no idea. Like, I went through the 6
Mum could even
weeks,
imagine that. Mum could even imagine of Papa doing sex to us and we were killing babies. She could even think of that.
So you become aware now. You
No,
know
yeah.
about it.
So,
So what happened?
yeah, so what happened to...
Did you confront the dad and ask him about it?
No.
Why not?
We
She didn't know, Jean Clement. She didn't know.
we
then.
only discovered 2 weeks ago, this whole thing.
We've only discovered this.
Just
when
now.
you spoke to me,
Jean Clement, listen to me. We only discovered this.
Just now.
1 moment.
4 weeks ago.
I suspected, listen, I had my first suspicions about almost 2 months ago, I think, maybe a month, but almost 2 months ago now, Mum, when I first heard his voice on the Skype.
On the Skype, yeah.
That was when I had my suspicions. I wasn't 100% sure.
or through the sound of his voice.
Yes. And also because of the clues that I'd had from the children's behaviour, from them touching the dog. And
Yeah, we were
certain,
touching the dog's private.
and certain other clues.
Yeah. And Papa also takes Dodd and he tells us to touch the private.
Right. So, and certain other clues I began to suspect heavily. And then when we got to Morocco and I realised that they were touching each other on a regular basis, I said to them, you guys are doing this regularly. How come no one's caught you? Who is touching you? Who? I know someone else is touching you. You have learnt this from an adult. Who it is? Who is it? And then they
That's when they
then
unfolded.
they opened and started to